Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the all-new Nokia 9 PureView. Not only does this phone look incredible, I mean, these cameras on the back, but it takes some of the most amazing pictures I have ever seen from a smartphone. I was honestly a little shook at how good the images came out. However, I did find some issues with it too, so definitely stay until the end of the video to see what some of those drawbacks were. But other than that, guys, let's get into it. So starting off with what you get in the box, and Nokia have kept things very similar to previous years or previous devices. Everything is super neat, clean and tidy. However, I would love to see Nokia just take a step to more eco-friendly packaging. Then what you actually get in the box, and first up is the 18-watt charging brick. Then you also get a USB to USB-C charging cable. Although this device doesn't have an aux jack, and we'll get to that later, they do supply some earphones as well. You also get the various silicone tip sizes, a USB-C to aux jack adapter, as well as your SIM door key, a quick start guide, and then of course the beautiful Nokia 9 PureView, which we are going to cover extensively in this video, along with the amazing cameras on the back, all packaged in the box that we've come to know from Nokia with some extra specs on the back. Now, chatting about the look and feel of this device, Nokia once again has knocked it out the park in terms of build quality. It feels so premium in the hand. The front is made from glass and the body is made from aluminium. And I'm sure by now you guys have seen the back camera array. It is super eye-catching and definitely piques one's interest. All the cameras, sensor and LED lights are actually flush with the back. As you can see, there are no extrusions. And then we also have the front earpiece and selfie camera. On the left-hand side of the device, there are no buttons whatsoever, which is actually quite nice. And then as you can see here, you've got the speaker, charging port and microphone, but no aux jack. Guys, I am very disappointed with that, if I'm honest. And then on the right side, you've got the volume rocker and unlock or power key. On the top, the SIM door and microphone. I've actually really enjoyed the display on the Nokia 9. Definitely the colors and brightness, saturation. However, I do feel like the bezels are a bit thick. Is it just me, guys? I don't know. I mean, it's 2019. Where are we at? Are we still doing bezels? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit too picky, but I do feel if they were slightly smaller, it would have made for a better experience. Other than that, it is a 6-inch pure display screen, and I often found myself upsizing the content. This is something I find myself doing all the time now on displays. And as mentioned, the brightness is really beautiful. You can see here I was in studio with a ton of lights on me, and you can without a doubt easily see what is on my screen. I was playing this game, and honestly, no hassles whatsoever, other than just those bezels being a little bitty too big. Moving on to the size of this device, and it actually fits really nicely in the hand. It's 75mm wide and 155mm long, less than a centimeter thick and only 172 grams, which is a good weight. And compared to the Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S10 Plus, I think it comes in at a great size. Okay, now onto the cameras and chatting about them. On the front, we've got a 20 megapixel selfie camera. And on the back, of course, this huge array. So there are actually 5 cameras. 3 of them are monochrome, which is black and white. 2 of them are RGB. And then we've got an LED flash and a time of flight sensor. Essentially what happens is when you take a picture with this device, all 5 cameras actually capture the image simultaneously, and then those images are merged to create one very detailed picture. What's nice about having such a detailed picture is you can always go back and post and really oomph it up and make it look amazing. However, I did find the software of the camera to be so frustrating. It was very clunky and lagged a lot. For instance, when trying to toggle through the various modes, it just took really long and sometimes didn't even register what I was doing. I also found there to be a lack of settings. So although you get the usual flash, timer or beauty effects, etc., you unfortunately cannot change the aspect ratio, and also you cannot toggle between, say, a telephoto lens or wide angle lens. That being said, The images do look amazing though. I was honestly shocked at how good these images came out, and also how well the bokeh effect works with this camera. I also applied the beauty effect on both these selfies. I thought it was great. The monochrome effect looks stunning. Unfortunately, when filming a time-lapse, slow-mo or video, it only uses one lens, so it doesn't do that whole combination effect. So again, a little bit of a bummer. With this device, I think you really need to weigh up things in terms of the way the software functions and also the quality of the images, because the images are absolutely amazing, but functionality not so much. Onto software, and probably Nokia's biggest draw card is it comes with the Android One operating system, pre-installed with Android 9 Pie. As you may know, what is so fantastic about the software is there is no bloatware, and it is just so simple, clean, and easy to use. For example, you can open up recents with absolute ease. You can create split screen applications. So for example, I was just opening up settings and then the Google Play Store. You can also, just by swiping along the bottom here, toggle between various applications that are open. In terms of the way you actually operate the device and toggle between apps, it is super seamless and such a pleasure to use. I didn't find night mode, but I did find that night light. And also Google Assistant is just a click away in case that's your jam. Chatting about the battery now, and the Nokia 9 PureView has a 3320 mAh battery. And just for some context, the Nokia 9 fits just in between the Galaxy S10e and the Huawei P30 devices. Of course, depending on what you do with your device throughout the day will depend on how much battery life you get, but it does support fast charging with USB-C connector, and with that 18-watt charging brick you get in the box, you can probably have up to 100% battery life in 1 to 2 hours. It also supports wireless charging, which is great. Moving on to sound, and at the bottom of the device there is one dedicated speaker right over here, but no aux jack. And this is actually the adapter that you get in the box. You just plug it into the end of your earphones and then obviously connect the adapter into your phone, and then you can listen to music. I do feel like we've come to know Nokia as having an aux jack, so it's a little bit disappointing that it wasn't included in this device. However, I was happy that they included an adapter. And then the speaker quality on the device itself, guys, unfortunately is not that great and lacks a lot of highs and lows in my opinion. Chatting about some other features, and although you can of course put your SIM card in this device, there is no option for expandable memory, which is odd in my opinion, because something that Nokia highlighted was the fact that the cameras take images in RAW format. But as everyone knows, RAW files are a lot larger and the space will get used up quickly, I'm sure. The under-screen fingerprint sensor was also really tough for me to use, I found. Firstly, setting up your fingerprint takes a really long time compared to most devices. And then, I don't know, I just really struggled to unlock the device with my fingerprint. I don't know if I was applying the right amount of pressure. Maybe I wasn't leaving my finger on the device long enough. Let me know in the comment section if you experienced this as well. And finally, guys, onto what I would dub the worst feature. And this is quite a tough one for me, because as much as I really love this whole camera setup, it's cool, it's innovative, it's different, and it takes some of the most amazing images I've ever seen from a smartphone. It does just seem a bit gimmicky because, like most people, I love to have a cover on my phone. I like to look after it, but I also like to clean my camera lenses before taking images, and it's just hard to do so with the setup. The fact that they also don't have different lens types like ultra wide or telephoto was disappointing, and again, the software in the camera was just really laggy and I feel could definitely be improved upon, but still a nod to Nokia for trying some amazing things with the cameras. And that is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed learning more about the Nokia 9 PureView. Don't forget, you can check out my other Nokia reviews right over here. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Toodles!